Hello, good morning, namaste everyone. I welcome you all on the 14th Forensic Friday webinar, which will be conducted on the topic Advanced Technologies and Processes for Multiple Case Management. So if you guys every day face the hustle of managing a lot of cases together, so here is a solution for you people. So let's go on, let's begin.
Hi everyone, this is Deepak.
So before getting to the actual topic, let's see some ground rules which we all have to follow during the webinar. So I will request you all to please keep your mic muted and your cameras off. At the end of this session, a group picture will be clicked, and for that you all will be requested to turn on your cameras. So please cooperate. At the end, we'll share an attendance form, a feedback form, and whoever needs the certificate of attendance, then if you fill the form, then you'll get the certificates. Yeah, so in the chat box at the end, we'll share the feedback form. Please keep in mind, please fill the form carefully and please verify that there are no spelling mistakes or capitalization errors. And after that, at the end of the session, please post your queries and questions in the chat box. We'll definitely try to attempt to answer all of those questions. And if any question is left unanswered, so I assure you all that we'll get back to you as soon as possible. So let's begin. So let me give you a brief introduction of our CEO and founder, Mr. Samir Datt. So he founded this organization in 1999. He has 30 plus years of experience. He has worked in USA, UK, and now he's also working in India as well. He's a president of Digital Investigators Association. He has also written a book called Learning Network Forensics, which has been published by Pact Publishers UK. He is an alumni of NIT Rourkela, IIT Kanpur, and IIT Delhi. He is a fellow of Indian Police Foundation. Very few civilians get this opportunity, and he is one of them. He has also been a TEDx speaker. He is a visiting faculty at NPA Hyderabad, CBI Academy, NICFS Delhi, and many others. He is an angel investor for product startups in cyber forensics or investigation investigation field. So this is a brief introduction of our company. So this has been established, as I mentioned before, in 1999. We have a registered office in New Delhi, and we have our laboratory in Faridabad. We have a few other offices as well in Jaipur, Bangalore, and Guwahati. So this is a globally acclaimed solutions in the field of digital forensics and investigation. This is an ISO 9001 and ISO 27001 approved company. So these are few of the milestones that we have achieved. You can see the snapshots where we have participated in few of the events, and people like Shri Narendra Modi, our Honorable Prime Minister of India, and Shri Rajnath Singh, Honorable Defense Minister of India, are attending us at those events and appreciating us for the technologies that we present to them. So these are few accolades and testimonials that we have achieved. It is to be noted that we are one of the NASSCOM Emerge 50 companies. Very less companies get this opportunity. So these are few appreciation letters which we have received. The first one on the top left corner, which you see, is the appreciation letter which we got from Bangladesh after we provided a training to them. They were so happy after the training that they also gave us few back-to-back offers. And on a bottom right corner, you can see the appreciation letter from the armed forces, where we had assisted them in a case where at the time of, I guess, Benazir Bhutto, when she was suddenly assassinated, then few government officials of our country got the email saying that please know the actual story behind the assassination of Benazir Bhutto. So many of those officials had opened that mail and they got their system infected by a malware. So in that case, we had helped the armed forces. And after that case, we had got an appreciation letter from the armed forces of our country. So these are few more appreciation letters which we got from the Delhi police after we helped in a kidnapping case where we were able to recover rupees 1 lakh, rupees 1 crore and 38 lakhs, and also we were also able to save the life of the person who was kidnapped. This is another appreciation letter which we have received from the police department, where we had assisted in a video where we got a CCTV footage and we had to uh, give the number plate captured in that video. These are few of the customers who would trust us. All the 3 alphabet, 2 alphabet government organizations are our customers. All the defense organizations, Indian Army, Indian Navy, Indian Air Force are our customers. All the law enforcement agencies of all the states and territorial unions are our customers. In the private sector, if we go, then all the big 4 companies like KPMG, Deloitte, EY, these are our customers and they trust us. All the government agencies, all the ministries have been taking products from us and they trust us from a long time. Now let's see, these are few snapshots of the labs that we have established under CCPWC scheme. So a few of them are Rajasthan, as you can see the picture of Gangtok lab. So these are few of those pictures. Now let me introduce you to our today's speaker, Mr. Jack Bukal, who is a senior solution consultant at opentext, and he is responsible for the EnCase security and legal tech suite of products in APAC. He has had over 20 years of extensive experience in solution architects and pre-sales in areas such as network and endpoint security and security managed services, e-discovery, investigations, information management, as well as claims and policy risk management. So before we come to our main topic, there is something which I need to announce here. Now, this is for you all. So any of you who posts our Forensic Friday webinars on LinkedIn with few of the hashtags and tags us, and the person who will get the highest number of likes will be they'll get a t-shirt which will have logo of forensic school. So this is an offer from us. So any one of you who wants to participate in this offer, he can just post it on LinkedIn. So now let's begin the actual topic of today's webinar. So over to you, Zach, sir.
Yep, thank you for that introduction, and thank you everyone for joining today. Thank you. I turned off my camera just so we can get through this and you're focused more on the presentation than me. Thank you everyone for joining today. What we're going to discuss is just some opentext products that you may or may not be familiar with. Just from the forensic guru and what you guys normally cover, you're going to be using our forensic products, you're going to be using our Tableau products, and kind of wanted to lightly go over those, but really focus on some other areas that may help you, getting to the end mean in the fastest possible fashion. So I am based in Sydney, but I do help out the India region, and again, look forward to giving you this information today. I mentioned what we'll be kind of going over. I'll give you an overview of all of the EnCase products. Specifically, I'm going to jump into our information and assurance and accelerate products. This is going to be our e-discovery platform, and I'll kind of give you a way that I can see help the audience here, how to get to that end game a little bit quicker. I'm going to possibly introduce the mobile kit. So many of you may not know of the mobile kit capabilities and functionality, but this may offer you a way to expand, your customer base. Again, getting to the information a little bit quicker. And then I'll wrap up today go ahead. I'm sorry. And then I'll wrap up today and probably spend most of our time just going over our new digital evidence center. So this is a brand new product by opentext. It's due out in late July, late fiscal year this year. I haven't heard of any delays with that. So hopefully that all goes to play, but I'll show you what that consists of and then walk you through, actually show you a little demo on that. It's about a 10-minute clip. So, and with that, I'll just get into it. Just to give you some background on opentext, a little bit more specifically on EnCase, but EnCase used to be a company called Guidance, and Guidance was acquired by opentext back in 2017. Shortly after that, that's when I was brought on board as the first SC in the APAC region to handle, all of the EnCase products and basically expand from there. Obviously, opentext is known for its enterprise information management products, but you can see, and we're, among the market leaders in that space. But the thing I wanted to focus on is just the squared option there, where it has the 40 million endpoints that are deployed across the globe currently. So that's just all of the products. Those are the agents that are tapped into the endpoints, allowing to collect information, and that's by far the most in any vendor out there in the marketplace. Just with the EnCase product overall. So this is kind of our main product suite. We have 3 main products, and it kind of has some extensions off of that. But first I want to just start with our endpoint agents. So this is one of the big differentiators in the market, that we're the only product base that has one agent for all of our products. A lot of other companies out there, they use multiple agents for each one of their product, where we can leverage the same agent for all of our products. We have the broadest operating support, where we can tap into 7 different operating systems. And drilling down to the kernel level. Just going up to the left here, the legal e-discovery and our risk management space, these have been combined to show you information assurance, or give you information assurance. And I'll walk through that in a little bit more in depth in our session today. Across the top, you'll see what you should be familiar with, our forensic and our endpoint investigator products. And really, these are the same products, really just different ways of acquiring the data. Forensic, as you know, is the direct tie-in to the physical machine, where our endpoint investigator is going to use our agents really more in the corporate space, and allow you to remotely and discreetly gather the information and do your investigation that way. The end user has no idea that you're even, viewing their machine or acquiring data, and allows you to basically gather that information discreetly. One thing I'm not going to be covering today, but just wanted to kind of touch on, is we do offer an endpoint security product. This is really threat intelligence. It's an EDR platform. We recently did purchase Bricata, which is an NDR platform, network detection and response. So we do have those options available for you as well if you need any more information about them. Some other EnCase products I mentioned, we have a lot of extensions. We have a mobile investigator. This is an addition or an extension to the forensic and endpoint investigator product. This allows you to essentially see and analyze in a different way than what forensic would give you. Anything that would come from a mobile device. So your phones or tablets or things like that, you still need to have the forensic or EI product to gather the information, but then you can just pass it over to mobile investigator and then continue your analysis and investigation. And then, as you know, we have our Tableau and forensic devices. These are our hardware devices, all of which are right here. We do have a specific website for our hardware catalog. So if you do, I did provide this to those coordinating today to provide to all of you. And it's really just a link that will allow you to view our entire catalog set. If you click into those, it'll give you all of the ins and outs, all of the information, as well as the kits that are available to help you, and along your way. So with that, I'll get into our specific first or two products that we have here. EnCase Information Assurance. Again, I mentioned this is our e-discovery and risk manager platform. And with this, we always tie it with our Accelerate product. Just to give you some background, Accelerate was invented or came about by a company called Recomind, which was another acquisition by OpenText. And this is really more of our analytical type of platform to allow you to view and search and to go through the data in a little bit better of a user-friendly interface. The types of clients that use these, banks, construction, government, retail, but essentially what this allows you to do is sort through and go through large amounts of email and documents very quickly in an automated fashion. And I'll show you how that works in just a bit. What both of these products do is essentially allow you to take on the full EDRM process. So from left to right, you're able to do your legal hold. You're able to identify those custodians that are going to be involved in your legal matters. You can preserve, and that's what EnCase is known for, is that preservation, that forensically sound acquisition, and collecting the evidence. Once that's done, once you've done all of the brunt force of culling down and filtering that data, then you can pass it over to Accelerate to give you that analysis and that legal review, ultimately to present in either a law, a court order, or law type setting. What we're doing on the EnCase side to start, what we're doing is creating data sets. So what these data sets are going to be known for is basically your workflow process. Okay, it's what we're doing is creating a funnel, and we're going to get rid of basically the documents and emails that you don't need to look at. Okay, so you don't need to put eyes on paper to review something that you've already reviewed or multiple times. As you know, an email string might be could be eight messages long. You don't need to read all of those. You just need to read the last one, and so on. Also, what we're able to do is identify those involved with this case, and this is where the time saving really is prevalent in this product. You can see here all of the people that could be involved or that are part of the network or part of the corporation that you're dealing with. And it doesn't need necessarily be a person. It could be folder access folders or things like that. But what you can do is highlight the custodians that you need, and then the specific platforms or specific areas that you need to go and target. So unlike forensic, you're not pulling everything back. You're targeting what you need to go after according to either the warrant or the court order that you're specified to go after. And what you're able to do is do all of those at once. So if you do need to go after 20 or 30 custodians, you can do so all at the same time and all over the web. You don't need to hook into a physical machine. This is going to be done through our agent and through the network. Once that is collected, it automatically is applied to the data sets or dropped into the data sets that you have. It's going to cull through, it's going to go through that information and allow you to export it or allow you to do what you need to do with that subsequent or subset of data. all along the way, you're going to keep that logical evidence file. You're going to keep that forensic integrity, allowing you to push this out to, you can push it out to Endpoint Investigator. You can push it out to Accelerate. You can push it out to a third-party product. We do have an out-of-the-box connection to Relativity, which I think is, a company that's prevalent in India. And that was prior to Accelerate coming on board. But anywhere you need to push this to, you can certainly do so. You can still review the information here, but obviously you're going to want an analytical tool to allow you to do different things with the data that you have. So just review what we're doing. You're going to identify that data set creation. That's going to be really an upfront thing. That's when you're setting up the system so that you can just use those as you need them, throughout the life cycle of the product. What we have is called a pre-collection analysis report, which will allow you to run a report and give you an overall size of the acquisitions that you're going to be making, and allow you to, put your team and your resources together appropriately for the matter at hand. You can templatize those workflows. So what, maybe you have a, depending on the type of investigation or the type of matter that you're working with, you might want to pick and choose different types of workflows that the data flows through in order to, go about doing it in the correct manner. And then ultimately it's going to push it through. It's going to push it through the system based on what you've selected and give you that review or export option. As I mentioned, the big benefit though is going to be, it's going to be an automated process. You don't need to, you're really just tracking the progress as you go through. You can stop and start it along the way if you'd like to, but most importantly, this is a repeatable and defensible process. Okay, so if anyone picks this up, if anyone on the opposing counsel picks this up and they run through the same process, they're going to get the same result. And that's where a lot of cases are thrown out because the data doesn't match or things like that. Okay. One thing I want to clarify is if you're used to using the forensic product or endpoint investigator product, normally you're going to have to do that one-to-one acquisition. You're going to have to, run that acquisition, wait until that's done, run another one, especially if you're doing a direct connection, unless you have multiple licenses. The endpoint investigator, again, is going to pull a lot more information than what you need in these types of legal matters. What the information assurance does is allows you to collect many to one. So you set up 20 people to go out and collect, you can do it all at one time, and then automatically put it in the funnel so that you're actually dealing with pages of documents, not millions of pages of documents to work through. If there are any questions along the way, you can always drop it back into Endpoint Investigator to do that forensic analysis. If maybe there's 3 documents, you're not really sure what's the difference, or maybe a document looks funny, and maybe you can identify that maybe this is an edited document and something's been deleted. That might be where you drop it into Endpoint Investigator or Forensic to continue your investigation. On over to the right side of the EDR on processes is going to be our Accelerate. So this is going to be where you're analyzing the information and really getting to the nitty gritty of what you actually should be looking for. And this is, again, the analysis and review. So allows you to see the information in a lot of different ways here. And as you keep searching, the information on the other parts of the screen continue to update for you. It's like a BI tool almost. You put a keyword search in and it's going to start changing all of the information that you see over on the right, just to help you get a better perspective of the information that you're looking for. We have communication mapping. There's smart filters, phrase analysis, up to 4 words that you're able to search from. And just the phrase analysis part of it allows you to, again, filter down to the information that you need to look at a little bit quicker. Concept browsing, end of branch email, I talked about that one earlier, and multiple document pattern redaction. One that's not on here, or actually 2 that aren't on here. One is sentiment analysis. So what the system will do for you is actually read the document and put a tone to it. So it puts a negative or a positive tone to it, and basically adds all those up for you to help you with your investigation. The other one that is, we work with a third party vendor, but we do translation as well, which could help you out there. So basically, you find those group of emails that could be written in another language, you put those in, you package it up, send it off, and they'll send it back to you, allow me to continue with your analysis. This is just a hypergraph that's shown for you, again, allowing you to put those connections from who was sending an email to whom, and the interrelation with those emails. Maybe it wasn't a direct email, it was an indirectly forwarded email that maybe you wouldn't put together with a forensic type of unit, a product, as quick as you would be able to right here. It might take you two or 3 weeks to put that together in a forensic product. Here it's given to you right on the screen. And as you click through, you can see who this all went to, how many were sent and received, and things like that. Again, at the bottom, the graph at the bottom changing as you're doing that over time. Just some wins here. You can see usually our e-discovery or endpoint investigator product go hand in hand, just so that you can do that digital forensic analysis if you need to, based on the information that you've found. Some big healthcare and insurance type companies that have purchased this product in the past can certainly send these case studies to you if you'd like, but there's many more in this space as well. Excuse me. Onto the mobile kit. Again, another way for you to gain access to the information. Okay, this is going to allow you to kind of open up those companies that you would be either servicing, or maybe you have to say no to a contractor or something like that, just because you can't do it quick enough, or you have just a forensic tool. So the endpoint, this is going to be specific to Endpoint Investigator. I'll mention this again later, but this is for all three of our main products. This is primarily for service providers. However, I do have a pending question to see if it can be used for law enforcement or government agencies. I have a few use cases that this could be beneficial for. But what you're normally used to is basically connecting to a machine with our forensic product. Okay, this is going to be a direct connection to be able to pull the information that you need to be looking at. This is usually beneficial for 1 or 2 data acquisitions. Anything more than that, now you're getting into the time frame of the cost benefit analysis. What we're able to do with the mobile kit is basically use our agent technology. So I mentioned opening up the space to more clients. This is going to be for those corporate type of investigations, basically companies or anyone that would have a network that you could temporarily implement this product and allow you to go after endpoints remotely and discreetly. Okay, so what this is beneficial for is those large data, large investigations. So if you're working, maybe you have 10 endpoints that you need to go after, allowing you to do that on a remote type of capability, especially in today's world where a lot of people, a lot of employees are working from home, you can do this in a discrete and remote manner. Okay, so that the endpoints, those employees don't even know anything is going on. You don't have to tip them off. And we have our enhanced agent capabilities. So what this enhanced agent means is that the agent is still working while the endpoint is offline. So you have those capabilities as well. You ask the agent to do something, that person goes offline, it's still working for you and checks in. Once that person goes back online, it'll bring that back to you. Okay. What the mobile kit, I mentioned the mobile kit, you implement this into, let's say you have a bank that you're investigating, there's 30 employees that you need to, under indictment, let's say, you have to collect all 30 employees' information. You have up to 500 agents that you're able to deploy into that environment, okay? You're able to temporarily implement the system, go deploy those agents, collect the information, conduct your investigation, and then undeploy the system, okay? Once that's done, and now you can go on to client 2. Can't use the mobile kit at more than one place unless you have more than one mobile kit, okay? Once that's done, you implement that system into client number 2, do your investigation, pull it out, and now you can move on to client 3. Okay, pretty simple. Really, the price justification for this is going to be the client size. Maybe you have a very large client that you need to go after hundreds of employees. Maybe it's a class action lawsuit, or something along that size. Or you just have many small cases. Maybe you have 50 cases that include more than 10 people, or 5 to 10 people, and just putting this in there to go and acquire the information is going to be a lot easier than going on site and collecting the actual physical machine or shipping that machine in. And that's all going to determine your return on investment. Basically, the way that this works, I mentioned before, you're going to implement the mobile kit into the first client, deploy the agents, do what you need to do. Only one kit can be used at a time, okay? So the longer that investigation takes, basically that mobile kit is tied up at client 1, okay? So you can't use it on client 2 until client 1 is done. So depending on the size of your team, and the number of cases that you have throughout the year or at any given time, you can use a mobile kit. You can have a second mobile kit if you wanted, plus your forensic products to basically incorporate your workflow process, okay? So again, acquiring the information a little bit quicker, actually a lot quicker with a mobile kit, could justify you either putting resources on another case, or getting that case done a lot faster and moving on to the next case, as opposed to only having that forensic license. I mentioned earlier that the mobile kit is available for all 3 EnCase products: Investigator, Security, and Information Assurance, so that you can do those if you'd like. And then the mobile kit itself is in a term license, so it would need to be updated or renewed each year. Okay, again, just an easier way to go about collecting the masses of information that you may need in specific cases or a number of cases throughout your year, okay? And certainly let me know if you have any questions about that. Mentioned we're going to be going through the Digital Evidence Center for most of today. This is going to be our new product I mentioned before. It's going to be due out in late June, the end of the fiscal year. And hopefully that still holds true. I haven't heard anything to those effects that has changed. But yeah, hopefully this can satisfy a lot of your needs as well. This is specific to law enforcement and those government types of agencies, which we'll get into in just a bit. Primarily, what are the challenges facing law enforcement or even those government agencies in the security sense? It's going to be ultimately what this all boils down to is doing more with less resources, more data, more information together, completing more investigations in a lesser amount of time. And this is how we're going to help you do that. Just to continue on with those challenges, everything around the forensic evidence, capturing all of that data that needs to be done. We obviously are doing that with our forensic products. But what you also have to bring into those cases are documents throughout the police department, arrest records, videos, reports, things like that, or rich media. And that's where the videos are, recordings, things like that, all that contribute to a case. It's not only just the digital forensic information, and that's not only who can use this type of product. The entire law enforcement can use this type of product to basically have a one-stop shop for conducting those investigations. Security. So a lot of different silos that could be put into place, maybe some chain of custody, making sure that all of that is tracked, audited, and set up correctly. The volume of information, making sure that it's not all in different areas, but allowing an organization or allowing a system that can track all of the volumes of data that could go into each one of those cases. And then obviously putting a workflow around it. Creating tasks, sending email, all from one system so that it's all tracked in one location. And then obviously pushing that out to third parties that need that information and knowing what is actually going out, not having to go through 3 different systems and collaborate and see what has actually been done. Now here you can kind of see all of those same things, but you can see how rigid this process is. Dispatch systems, record management systems, storage systems, all of these things are kind of off on their own. There is kind of a flow there, but they're really not talking to each other. And you can see all of the different types of people that should be talking to each other, okay, in this product set. And again, we're going to bring all of those people together. So again, different silos that you're going to have, but ultimately, when you have all of that, it's going to be costly. It's going to put lags on the cases. It's going to say, oh, I need to access this person's system or that other system, but I don't have access. Who's that main person? Or where even is the investigation process at? A lot of people just want to know that. All of that information can help you. What we're going to need to do, what we can do for you is collaborate all of that evidence, all of the origins of evidence, okay? Not only with our product, but with outside products, and allow you to put it all in one place for you to analyze that information and manage the case properly and accordingly with the proper chain of custody as well as security profiles. And then allow you to push that out to those parties that are destined or that need to have that information and what they need to have. Not everything, but what they need to have. That'll bring you to the Digital Evidence Center. So what we're doing here is allowing those different types of law enforcement to be able to do this. And you can see who we're targeting first, just the national law enforcement and the regional law enforcement, allowing those types of platforms or those types of agencies to work together and basically streamline things. But we're, obviously we're going to expand this out, those bigger national security and fraud and financial crime industries, as well as just the corporate environment. And hopefully we're getting to that, by the end of the year. Just to provide an overview for you, this is going to be the types of information that we're going to be going after. And I'll actually go into each one of these in just a bit. You can see just all of the different types of information that could be pushed into this DEC. First, what does it do? We're going to ingest information. You can see all of the types of solutions that we can provide to you. The body cameras, the physical evidence, chain of custody, forensic analysis, and then obviously digital evidence, as well as outside information, all of the items at the bottom that you can see that would go into ingesting the information. I'm going to skip over storage just because storage is known for opentext. Okay, we have our own clouds. It really depends on the deployment. It could be on your prem, it could be a hybrid, or it could be in your cloud. And we'll certainly work with you on that, but we have no disregard for, you know, the size that this could get. But really what we're going to focus on is just the analysis, the media, you know, that you could be bringing into the system as well, that could contribute to the case at hand. Obviously your digital forensic piece, and you're probably familiar with these screens, you know, the Tableau piece and the forensic information that could pull into the case and allow you to contribute to the investigation. The analysis of the actual documents at hand. So now you can retract. Even the information assurance product that I showed you earlier could be information that you export into the Digital Evidence Center and allow you to bring all of that information in together. And you can see here that the categories that we have and the type of media that's available, the redaction process, you know, all of those bells and whistles that go along with, you know, either granting security and fulfilling the case at hand. And then the integrity. So, I'm sorry, the integration. So the integration with outside sources. So the dispatch center, you know, if we need to recall or recall a few recorded calls, you know, we can pull those into our investigation. Any outside system, records management system, maybe we need to obtain outside opentext products or any other product that would, you know, pull emails or pull documents, pull invoices, anything like that. Jail management systems, court management systems. You know, maybe we need the court recordings in the court transactions. You know, pull those into a case. That's all done with our API technology, allowing you to see all of the places or all of the items that you know, was collected on behalf of this investigation. And then pushing it out. So putting that collaborative piece in play, allowing that workflow process to happen, tasking, you can put all of those tasks that you need to put in this system, and then pushing that out to, you know, maybe you need to make a public statement. Maybe the law enforcement need to make a public statement because it's gaining some press and you want to know what exactly was said to the public or to the media. You can push that out through the system. You know, court information, public partnership, third parties, and the like. So what I'm going to do, I do have an actual demo. I'm not sure if any of you have seen this yet, but it's actually going to walk you through the system. It's about 10 minutes, and that'll basically conclude our day today.
Welcome to the high-level overview of the Digital Evidence Center, powered by OpenText. In this demo, I will cover case management, evidence management, and collaboration, as well as the story for this demo. Our story for this demo is the following. A detective is investigating a fake passport crime in which video and photo evidence was collected and uploaded into the Digital Evidence Center. The detective for the case will share this evidence externally with a document expert for review and collaborate their findings. So let's get started. For the purpose of this demo, I am using an administrator account. So from the main screen here, we'll start with case management. Here we are presented with a list of all cases currently within the platform. With a case checked, we are presented with a menu that allows us to open or delete, or add a comment, send email, review the history, and add new tasks, all without going into the case itself. Below are what we have defined metrics for our cases. Here we're looking at the case dashboard that shows a chart on case activity, case status such as open, closed, or pending, and finally, case average time to completion. The evidence dashboard is pulling metrics for the types of evidence as well as evidence across agencies. Let's create a new case. From here, we would enter our subject, our agency name, the case owner, detailed description, and any relevant geolocation data. Simply create. The next step we want to do is assign a group or user to this case. By hitting Case Actions, we assign, and in this case, I would search, and here is my administrator account, and I'll select that. Now that we're in our case, we have our case summary, and also we have what's called case tasks. Case tasks are items we want users assigned to our case to perform. Example, Ben Brown is assigned to review vehicle footage and is assigned a due date. Clicking on the plus will add a new task. Here, I'll show you for reference what a new task entails. Next up, we have status. Here we see our case status, case disposition, and also the case priority. We also have the ability at the case level to add comments, as well as sending emails amongst users privileged to the case. Now, let's add a new piece of evidence. The Digital Evidence Center has multiple ways of importing evidence, from importing based on job scheduling to manually within the interface. Let's import a new piece of evidence manually. We're going to add a body-worn camera footage. Clicking on the plus under All Evidence, we would fill out our details. Here we have media, body-worn camera, as well as the collection date, the agency, and the collector. And for this case, we want to input geographic data location, as well as a detailed description. All evidence uploaded into the Digital Evidence Center is scanned for viruses, as well as indexed. So let's go ahead and select our video to upload. We have successfully uploaded video into the Digital Evidence Center. So the next feature I will show you has to deal with the map. Because we supply geolocation data for the evidence that we just uploaded, we would click on the new icon within the map, and here we can see that the officer's body-worn camera footage was taken from this location. Next, with this passport evidence selected, we're going to open it. And now I'm going to show you a feature called redaction. And we're going to perform a redaction on the passport number because we want to share this piece of evidence externally. We'll select New Markup from the menu, Redactions. With the redaction icon set, I highlighted the passport number, which graded out. I need to save my markup now, give it a name, and hit OK. Now we have a newly redacted piece of evidence. So the next thing I wanted to do is add a note saying I redacted that passport number. Now I'll show you exporting some data from the system. Here we are looking at a list of all evidence. Let's export this list into a CSV. And here is our newly created CSV file. So let's switch gears and let's talk about evidence management. Going into evidence management, we have to locate our case and click on it. Displayed is all evidence uploaded into our case so far. So if you recall back to adding evidence where I stated evidence being uploaded is scanned for viruses as well as indexed. Let's take a look at index in action. So in the search bar at the top, I will start typing Pasadena. The search bar will auto-suggest. In this example, I entered Pasadena and the system located two pieces of evidence containing the search term. Let's take a look at a piece of evidence. Let's take a look at spotting a fake passport. This is a video. Here we can see some metadata regarding the piece of evidence. We also have security policies. Anytime evidence is loaded into the system, we have to assign a security policy to it. Also, anything that is done to a piece of evidence within the system is audited and tracked. Next, let's explore a feature called Deep Zoom. And we're going to take a look at this passport. The solution can zoom in on an image in detail. In this example, we zoom into the pixel level to inspect this passport image. Now I'll show you a feature called subclipping. Let's select our video from before. Now, the video is a little over 3 minutes in length, but we only need about 10 seconds from this video. So from the menu, I'll select Create a Subclip. Next, I will perform a mark in and a mark out time of the 10 seconds that I needed, save my clip type, and also provide a name, and create. Again, because we're creating a new piece of evidence, we need to assign a security policy. And we have our new 10-second video. So now we're going to highlight multiple pieces of evidence and add them to what's called a collection. A collection will be used to share these selected pieces of evidence to be shared externally. So with our pieces highlighted here, let's add to a collection. We name our collection and save it. From the menu, we select Collections. Locate our newly created collection, click on it. From the drop-down, we select Manage Access. Since we are sharing our evidence externally, we selected Share and created a microsite. A URL will be generated by the system that can be shared out to individuals you grant access to. Speaking of access, we have granted Kevin view permissions and we'll hit Save. As the detective of this case, I have emailed Kevin the microsite URL. Now I'm going to switch roles. I am now playing the part of Kevin. I received the link via email from the detective and copied it into my browser as shown here. We see on the left side there are 3 Excel files, 2 JPEGs, and 1 MP4 video file. Clicking on the passport, we can view the image and see metadata details on the left. The last feature I want to cover is collaboration. In the main menu, I'll select Collaboration. The feature we see here is communication between Eric the detective and Bradley, a document expert. This allows them to work in real time to determine if a passport is faked. So, according to their conversation, they determined the fake passport, and now the detective can go back to the case evidence and create a new microsite with the proper evidence to be shared with a district attorney. Now that our task is done, we will close out of the chat session as well as log out of the system. Thank you for watching.
Okay, thank you everyone for watching that. So just to review, just the value proposition. And just like that first slide that I had, we're going to improve the closed case closure rates, improve that collaboration. As you can see, just from chatting within the tool itself, they're able to close something out quite quickly and forward it on to the parties involved. And then obviously reduce that impact to the budgets by closing down that time frame that it takes. Our deploy anywhere allows us to get up and running very quickly. The comprehensive suite allowing me to bring in a lot of other pieces of information, and then the user experience, as well as just auditing everything that is done, being looked at, being changed, and things like that is all audited throughout the system. Deployments worldwide. So if you do work, with other law enforcement, those government agencies, the support of opentext, as well as just the roadmap. And I can certainly show you the roadmap on this product if you deem fit. But the first iteration is going to be out in June, as I mentioned. And you can see all of those clients that are basically already signed up or looking to have this type of product, kind of helping us in the designs. Some big US security agencies, government agencies down to state police, and even your city local law enforcement could benefit from this type of system. Lastly, I just wanted to thank you and just make you aware that OpenText World would include EnFuse this year. If you're familiar with EnFuse, it was 2 years ago that we had this in Las Vegas as well. It's been on a remote type fashion the last few years, but it is going to be again in October, and I provided that link to be shared with you guys as well for tracking the information and registering for that event. So hope to see you there. Again, thank you for your time today. We're kind of wrapping up right at the hour mark, but certainly let me know if you have any questions.
Thank you so much, Datt. It was an amazing presentation, I must mention. Very insightful it was. So we are open to queries now. If anyone has any question, you can just raise your hand or put your question in the chat box, please. So Zach, here is a question. So the question is that, does it provide any data extraction from iPhone devices, especially the log devices?
Yeah, so I mean, through the Digital Evidence Center, I would assume that you'd be able to do that. It's very early stages still, so I can't directly say or 100% confirm that it would be able to do that. But you could certainly do that just with the forensic tool. So, in the early phases, if you do need to do that, you can still, certainly do that with the tool. But then, ultimately work up to having the DEC do that, so it's all tracked and maintained and things like that.
Okay, so thank you so much for the answer. So now there is another question from Mr. Rishikesh. He asks that, can we remove selected proceed data due to sudden changes in project scope?
I would assume yes. I mean, you can certainly, redefine workflow processes, account or bring new people in, if you need to, maybe bring in a special consultant or things like that. It should be very flexible in allowing you to do that. It's not just going to say, here's your workflow and you can't change it. It's going to allow you to be flexible in those regards, because, in any day and age, an investigation can go in any which way. So I would assume it would do that. Again, I haven't even been in the system. The video is all that I have access to. I don't have a demo system yet, but I would assume you'd be able to do that.
Okay, so we have another person in the queue, Mr. Chandrakant Bhosle. आप अपना क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हैं सर.
Yeah, good morning to you.
Good morning, sir.
I have a simple questions regarding the CCTV. I need to ask before also. In case there is a CCTV, we found a number plate of any vehicle. Which extent we can develop that number plate and find out the proper number of the invisible number plate?
Okay, so Mr. Chandrakant, आपका आंसर मेरी कुलीग है सुभाषिनी, तो वो आपका आंसर देती है. Over to you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Archusha. So, good afternoon, sir. So, actually, for number plate enhancement, there are certain requirements. So, in our previous session, one of the sessions we did for this topic only, in that we explained that what are those certain requirements which should be, there once you are going to enhance any number plate. So I shared in that session that if you're going to enhance any number written on a number plate, then requirements is all of the pixels. pixels. So pixel should not be less than 12 if the number decipherment is required. So if it is 12, it should not be less than 12. So it is 12, then you can get the number enhanced, and then you will be able to decipher that what exactly is written on any vehicle's number plate. So yes, pixel is required, and other factors are also required, means like the resolution and the angle on which the CCTV camera is fitted. You know, the timing, whether it's the daytime or the night time. So a lot of things are there, but the required pixels should always be there for any number to be enhanced.
So thank you so much. So since there are no more questions, so we'll just end this meeting. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming and waiting and attending this session. Thank you. Goodbye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.